And to close the night out, we run to the hot rods. It's some modified tractors, ladies and gentlemen. 3 engines this year in the machines and 72 mod. Up number 1, our friends out of Canada, out of Alveston, Ontario, driving the tractor known as the Spook. Here's Bill Douglas Jr. Out of Hamilton, Ohio, the final effort machine, Chad Schulteis. Chad Schulteis. All the way from Iowa Falls, Iowa, the Top Gun man, here's Ron Warskow. Ronnie Warskow. See Ronnie here tonight? Okay. Then we got out of New Baden, Indiana, Track Fever. Here's Kevin Firking, ladies and gentlemen, right there. And once again, who said this was a man's sport? Here you go, ladies and gentlemen, one of those family traditions. Out of Akron, Ohio, the Dragon Lady, here's Dusty Arfons. Out of Mayfield, Kentucky, been pulling a long time here also, ladies and gentlemen, the fancy farmer man, Mr. Robert Elliott. Robert Elliott. Man, they threw the book away on this guy a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. Out of Rockford, Ohio, many-time national champion, pulling the tractor known as Ohio Gold. Here's John Heilman. John Heilman. Out of Weldon, Illinois, the big winner last year, out of the driving the Dirt Slinger, the finals guy. Here with a 3-engine tractor, ladies and gentlemen, here's Bill Leichner. Billy Leichner. Out of Lampere, Michigan, the Wild Child, here's Bob Jostock. Bob Jostock, folks. Out of Holland, Michigan, another outstanding Michigan tractor, the Bad Habit, here's Steve Klingenberg. Steve Klingenberg. And out of New Haven, Indiana, the In-Laws and Outlaws pulling team, Jim Brockman, ladies and gentlemen. Out of Paris, Tennessee, the Volunteer State, the Down and Dirty tractor, here's Jerry Stewart. Jerry Stewart. Out of Batavia, Iowa, the Terminator man himself driving that tractor, here's Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Out of Waunakee, Wisconsin, the P-38 Lightning machine, here's Rich Ziegler. Rich Ziegler, ladies and gentlemen. And rounding out this outstanding hot rod modified class here tonight, out of Stonington, Illinois, the Money Pit, here's Tom Bollinger. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give those guys the 7,200-pound modified tractors a nice round of applause. How about it? As we said, Bill Douglas on his way. And I really think one of the engines quit right on the front of it. And he shuts it down, ladies and gentlemen. There's some problems maybe on one of the front motors. Now they're checking in the things in the back. But let's give Bill Douglas a nice round of applause. How about it, folks? Out of the gate, he's a heavy hitter on the U.S. Hot Rod Tour, I'll tell you. And we don't exactly know what happened, but he shut her down real fast. Something that he did not like with the tractor, and he shut her off. So Bill Douglas and the Spook. We check things over right now. See if we can get word on with his crew people as to exactly what happened now. If they can get it fixed, he's got the right to turn that machine pull down if he'd like to. We'll walk around over here and check things out. I don't know if the front motor went away or what. I see no oil down on the track or anything, so we'll check things out here. Bill, you guys all right?
Well, I think everything's all right. I just think it wasn't picking up the way it should, and I think I'm a little heavy on the front end. I'm going to take some weight off and give her another shot.
Okay, folks, you heard it. He thought he was a little bit heavy on the nose. He's going to take some weight off, and you guys going to cool and then come back, or are you going right back to the sled? They're going right back to the sled, folks. So he turned the first pull down. He's going to take it right back to the sled, and he's going to have at it again. So evidently he's made his decision what to do now. Here we come. Folks, let's give Bill a nice round of applause. How about it? Bill Douglas Jr., ladies and gentlemen. And if you were asleep, you're awake now, I'll tell you, there's no doubt about it. And we wait for the pull distance here, and we'll see what we got. in the competition here tonight. We have some of the finalists in this class. Actually, 3 finalists from last year in the modified class. And I don't know what the tractor pull committee has decided, whether they're going to look at a couple more. Donnie, you going to look at a couple more? Is that what you're going to do? He's thinking about it. Donnie's thinking about it down there. And we're going to take a look. Here's your pull distance, 263. 200.63. 200.63. Well, out of Hamilton, Ohio, here's Chad Schulteis. He comes to us tonight with his final effort tractor on the line right here. Had a lot of firsts last summer. Wilmington, Ohio, Lebanon, Ohio, Xenia, Ohio, Hillsborough, Ohio. This guy runs on the Ohio State tractor pull circuit, and we're glad to see him here with us on the line. Bang, right there. Well, problems right off the starting line, folks, and may have broken the drivetrain area as he left the line here. And it's an unfortunate situation as we got a lot of liquid coming down on the track there, which is going to take a little bit of time to clean ourselves up here as we get the mess all cleaned up with a bucket down there. Folks, let's give him a nice round of applause. How about it? Chad Schulteis, Hamilton, Ohio. And Chad felt the wrath of this bite here at Louisville, Kentucky. Real quick with the final effort machine, and it just flat went down on him right there. Up next will be Kevin Furking out of New Baden, Indiana with track fever. We also want to check, and maybe Juan Warskow. Looks like he did make it. He wasn't out for the introductions, but we do see him down there now. So we're going to take the final effort out of here and get ready to bring Ron Warskow out of Iowa Falls, Iowa. And if I know this guy here, he's going to have twin Allison aircraft engines on board. You hear those familiar Allison aircraft engines firing up. Stalwarts of the old P-38s. Of course, they used these engines for years in power boats and the old Gold Cup circuit. They ran these motors also. So we're getting ready to bring out the Top Gun machine. He comes to us out of Iowa. Iowa Falls, Iowa. Ron Warskow. So officially now he becomes number 1 as he comes to the line now. The Top Gun, Ron Warskow, Iowa Falls, Iowa, with his machine. Well, the flames come rolling out of Top Gun. A little bit of alcohol burning off in the end down there. That's no problem. These are 12-cylinder Allison aircraft engines. They call them the V12. 6 cylinders on each side. There's 2 spark plugs per cylinder. Fuel injected. As I said, they're V12s, 6 cylinders on each side. They have 2 spark plugs per cylinder and everything. The fuel injected. A lot of the times these guys will twin turbocharge them also. Let's give Ron a nice round of applause. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Ron Warschau, Iowa Falls, Iowa, with Top Gun. 207 and 27. 207 and 27, right there. Tractor is known as Track Fever. All right. Now the first 2 motors on this tractor are bolted crank to crank. The first 2 motors are bolted crank to crank. Then you've got the 3rd motor sitting up on top. Both of them, and the way it all goes back to 1 gearbox with drive shafts on both. They all go back to 1 gearbox. The top motor is directly to the gearbox. The lower one comes down. I'll tell you, like I said earlier a while ago, the engineering marvels are wonderful here with these tractors. The way these guys put them together. Here's Ferking now. He's going after it right here. Your leader, Warschau, right here. Top Gun. Whoa, he laid out a nice run, folks. Illinois, says Indiana. All right. Let's give him a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. How about it? Kevin Ferking, ladies and gentlemen. And Track Fever. 229 and 38 for Kevin Ferking. And that's the way we go with the #1 spot. You only want 1 ticket. You want to see this lady right up here. She's standing up, and you can talk to her about it. Come here, Kevin. Well, tell me about it. If your run was good straight, did you have to get on the brakes?
Just a little bit. Could have had probably another 75 on the front.
They got you listed, and Joe quickly corrected me over here that you're from Illinois. Is that right?
Yeah.
They got you listed as Indiana. Man, we need to talk to these people. Right?
Yeah.
Good job. How long you been pulling?
Since 81.
Well, good job. Let's hope it holds up. You're right there, #1 right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we draw your attention now to Dusty Arfons. Now, she came out with a very small turbine motor powered her. Now she uses that motor to fire the 2 twin turbines on the line here. Now watch, ladies and gentlemen, the little smoke and fire show you're going to get out of this lady right here. Her dad, of course, is Art Arfons. World famous guy. He drove jet dragsters. He's got a land speed record. He's actually in the Hall of Fame of Motorsports. Art Arfons, but Dusty out of Akron, Ohio. And there's the legend walking down the track. Now watch here. She's going to rock and roll. Rock and roll. Rock, roll, rock, roll. Here we go. Oh, yeah. She gets those turbines fired up. She goes rocking and rolling. Now she gets down to serious business. Now listen to the wheel spin on this tractor when she leaves the starting line. You'll hear those big whistle and pop, and watch those tires that these turbines put out the fire. Whoa! How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Man, oh man, right there. Now I want all you ladies in the audience to stand up and let's give this gal a cheer. What do you say, huh? Come on, gals. What do you say? How about it? Dusty Arfons, obviously a full pull right here. The first one to put it in the sand tonight, folks. Dusty Arfons. Great run. Tremendous run. And there's her famous dad right there. Guy with the green pants on. That guy's a legend in motorsports right there. Got a land speed record. He drove jet dragsters. This guy's done a little bit of everything. Dusty Arfons, Akron, Ohio. And she gets a full pull. Dusty was 6th in 1994. All right, our next tractor will be the Fancy Farmer, Robert Elliott, on the starting line with those Millidan engines. Mayfield, Kentucky, 3 Millidan engines on the line here. Some people call them Millidon, some other people call them Millidan. But a firm believer in them. Robert's been pulling for a long time. Used to pull a lot on the old TNT and US Hot Rod circuit. And here we go now, Robert Elliott. And your pull distance, 230 and 29. 230 and 29. 230 and 29. Well, here you go, folks. I told you earlier tonight they threw the book away on this guy. Here he comes. One of the other top tractor pullers, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of what circuit it is, this guy is always tough. The Heilmans coming to the starting line right now. John Heilman out of Rockford, Ohio, and his tractor's known as Ohio Gold. He runs those Garrity engines on him, and he just loves to go hooking here. I'll tell you, we're going to find out what happens now as John backs up. He's used to running 5 engines and so forth on his tractor. He can run as many as 5. Tonight, of course, he's got 3. That's the limitation in the class. So let's see what happens now. John Heilman, Rockford, Ohio, and the Ohio Gold machine ready to come at you. John Heilman, Rockford, Ohio. Can he do it? The old Heilman brothers tractor, these guys started pulling so many years ago, it's unbelievable. Now they still pull with sons. John's son, of course, his lovely wife, Ann. A totally complete tractor pulling family. Here we come on the line right now. The Ohio Gold, Heilman. Right there. So we wait for the distance here for Heilman. 2:26 and 31. 2:26 and 31. 2:26 and 31. That'll put Heilman in the number 3 spot after that run. No, that puts him in the number 4 spot. Elliott currently at 2:30 and 29. So your leader is Dusty Arfon, second Robert Elliott, and third Kevin Firking, in that order. All right, on the line now. Here we go. The next tractor coming your way. Billy Leischner. Now, this is last year's winner. Leischner out of Illinois. He won it on Saturday night right here. 3 Arius engines on board. One of the toughest 3-engine tractors in the country right here. Let's see what Leischner does. Yeah, we're going to have a pull-off, no doubt about it. All right. Leischner, 3 Arius engines all in a row. 1, 2, 3. And he sails it out of here, the defending champion of this class. Let's give him a nice round of applause, Louisville. He's already shut it down. Yeah. Good run, and we say goodbye to Kevin Firking. I'll tell you, Kevin, good shot, though. Hang in there, bud. Good run. Now, remember, they're going to take 4 out of this class, so Kevin's not out of it yet. They take 4 tractors out of the class here. So we'll wait and find out. All right, here we go now. Bob Jostock, Lampere, Michigan. And Bob Jostock comes to the line with the Wild Child. 3 Chevrolet motors on board, ready to come at you right now. He's out of Lampere, Michigan. Last year's National Farm Machinery Show, he finished in the number 6 spot on one of the evenings here. And here we go. On deck will be Bad Habit, Steve Klingenberg out of Holland, Michigan. We've got a lot of hot iron still waiting in the wings. A lot of hot iron waiting in the wings. Well, the Chevrolets come to life, make a good run. No doubt about it. Well, we have 2 tractors out. Leischner Bill, how's that spark plug look?
Just right, Butch. I think it's perfect.
You think it's perfect? After that run you laid down, I would imagine everything look all right. Bob, if you wonder what we're doing down here, folks, we're checking spark plugs already.
Yeah, we just redid the motors. Want to make sure everything's okay. The air's pretty good outside. I don't want to melt her down the next time.
Man, you came to defend that championship, didn't you?
Yep, we didn't come for anything but first, Butch.
There you go, man. He didn't come for but anything but first. Here's your full distance for Bob Jostock. 2:19 and 81. 2:19 and 81. 2:19 and 81 for Bob Jostock. Your leader, Arfons. Your leader, Leischner. Third place, Robert Elliott. And here's the bad habit. Well, here we go now. Steve Klingenberg, Lampere, Michigan. I'm sorry, Holland, Michigan here on the line with the bad habit, they call it. Again, so it's Pro Body Shop, big sponsor here on the machine. He pulls all over everywhere on the national circuit. Let's see what he does now as he comes to the line with his bad habit. Steve Klingenberg. Well, Steve really nailed it right there. And we got a lot of oil out of one motor over on the right side here. A lot of motor oil. So he quickly got out of it. Let's give him a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. How about it? Steve Klingenberg. All right, here's your full distance now for Steve Klingenberg out of Holland, Michigan. 2:18 and 89. 2:18.89. 2:18 and 89. Well, here's the man that was second last year in the finals. And, of course, it's the In-Laws and Outlaws pulling team, Jim Brockman. Now, notice he's got 4 engines on there, but only 3 of them are running. If you notice the left front motor, the headers are all taped and everything. He's not running that motor at all. He's completely shut that engine down. So he's pulling with the 2 motors on the right side, and the rear motor on the left side is the way he's pulling. So that's the 3 engines that he's got. Now this guy last year finished second. Now I'll tell you what, this will be a hammer down run. You better believe it. He'll nail it hard off the starting line. So get ready to watch him go here, folks. Jim Brockman, New Haven, Indiana. The In-Laws and Outlaws pulling team. Well, we give Brockman a full pull, ladies and gentlemen, a full pull for Brockman. And now we have 3 tractors out of here. Dusty Arfon, Bill Leishner, and Jim Brockman, all with full pulls. Up next, Jerry Stewart, down and dirty, out of Paris, Tennessee. He's your next puller coming to the starting line. Jerry Stewart, Paris, Tennessee. On deck will be Tony Martin out of Batavia, Iowa. And in the hole will be Rich Ziegler, Waunakee, Wisconsin, and the P-38 Lightning. Hey, folks, he only had 2 engines on there. Only 2 engines pulling there. Let's give him a nice round of applause. He made a whale of a shot, I'll tell you, with only 2 engines on board. Whoa, if he'd had a 3rd engine on there, he'd have stuck it in the sand also. Good run. What a shot. Hey, folks, let's give that young man a nice round of applause. He goes into number 4 with 2:34.07. He could come back. He could possibly come back with only 2 engines. Man, he made a shot and a half. Jerry Stewart, Paris, Tennessee, down and dirty. Up next, here's Tony Martin, Batavia, Iowa, with the Terminator. Finished 3rd last year with the Terminator here at Louisville. Man, I mean to tell you, he did pull all over the national circuit. He's got such credentials. This was one to watch, folks. No doubt about it. Now, all you people up there in that row that went to the bathroom, it's okay. We understand, folks. We understand. It's no problem. That scared me, too, but I'll tell you what. Tony Martin, let's give him a nice round of applause, folks. How about it? Man, he had a heck of a run going, I'll tell you right now. One whale of a run. The Terminator, folks, Tony Martin. Batavia, Iowa. Man, oh man. That guy was cooking, to put it bluntly. We'll wait and see if we got a distance here, or evidently, I don't guess he DQ'd. They gave him a distance. 235.18. 235.18. 235.18. That puts him in number 4 right there. The full pull is 240 feet. He goes 235.18. We have 3 tractors in a pull-off. Up next, Rich Ziegler with the P-38 Lightning out of Waunakee, Wisconsin. On deck, Tom Bollinger, Stonington, Illinois, the Money Pit, And then we've got the Spook yet to come with Bill Douglas Jr. out of Alveston, Ontario. Twin Allison aircraft engines, man. Who said that they were dead? No siree. Those Allisons came to life. And he puts it in the sand, folks. Allison aircraft engine. Right there. Now there are 4 going to the pull-off, folks. 4 tractors in the pull-off here tonight. Let's give him a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Ziegler. The P-38 out of Waunakee, Wisconsin. Well, we're taking our tractors back yet. We still have 2 more to go. But Dusty will be up number 1 as we take Dusty back there. How about it, Freedom Hall? Let's give her a nice round of applause as she rolls back. How about it, gals, especially Dusty Arfon. She goes to the finals. She got this whole thing started here, and she rolls to the finals. Up next, another Allison aircraft-powered machine will be Tom Bollinger out of Stonington, Illinois, with his tractor known as the Money Pit. He'll be up next. And then to finish out the class, Bill Douglas Jr. out of Alveston, Ontario, and the Spook. We've had some just outstanding pulls tonight from Allison Aircraft Engine Machines, I'll tell you what. And that single right there, he made a great run compared with the competition that he has here tonight. Hey, the Apollo FFA getting out of here. Y'all be careful going home, folks. We'll see you again. Thanks for coming. You fans make this sport so good. We appreciate all you people being here with us tonight. We have 1 more tractor to go before the pull-off. And then we're going to do it right here tonight. So far, we've got 4 out the door. We've got Dusty Arfons. Of course, she went out first. Then Billy Leischner out of Weldon, Illinois, his dirt slinger. Then we had Jim Brockman out of New Haven, Indiana. And then Richard Ziegler of Waunakee, Wisconsin. So we have we have a tractor with twin turbines. The Lycomings, we have them. We have the 2 tractors with V8 type engines. And we have 1 tractor with 2 Allison aircraft engines. So we have quite an array in the 7,500-pound class here tonight. Your pull distance for Bollinger, 214 and 96. 214.96. 214 and 96. Well, 1 more to go. Bill Douglas out of Ontario. You know, Zeniga, one of the largest chemical companies in the world, is proud to support motorsports and the National Farm Machinery Show Championship Tractor Pull. Zeniga agricultural products provide awards that make this show a championship tractor pull. And here is Bill Douglas Jr. on the line. Once again, we thank our friends from John Deere Tractor for all their help this weekend. And Wayne Supply. Well, let's give Bill Douglas a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. How about it? Bill Douglas all the way from Ontario. How about us Ontario friends over there? Let's give him a nice round of applause. What do you say? Okay, folks. Oh, you're from Ontario too, okay. Those guys have been from every state in the Union and Ontario too now. All right. Okay, well, it's pull-off time here in Louisville, Kentucky, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the championship here tonight. 2:06 and 33 for Bill Douglas Jr. 2:06 and 33. 2:06 and 33. So up number 1 will be Dusty Arfons. Up number 2, Bill Leishner. Up number 3, Jim Brockman. And up number 4, Richard Ziegler, in that order. Now we're going to go back, and it looks like they're going to add 1 suitcase weight, maybe a ton, to the box for the pull-off. Now Dusty Arfons has moved the sled over to the left side of the track here. Left side as you come down, my right as you look up at the track, so she may know something about it. Maybe the starting line area has become pretty tattered and torn down there tonight, pretty rough, so she's looking for new dirt as she gets ready to go for the championship here tonight. Now these four tractors will transfer to Saturday night. These 4 tractors will automatically transfer to Saturday night. So, Dusty, watching everything, you'll see the rock and roll show one more time. If you got a still camera or whatever, I don't know, but let's see what happens here. She gets ready. Watch the flames on the big elbow. All right, they have come to life, folks. Here we go. She letting those turbines be heard from. Yes, sirree. She's ready now. Down to serious business. Here comes Dusty Arfons to set the pace here for the class tonight. Man, oh man, folks, she made a whale of a shot again. Let's give her, how about it, gals? What do you say? Man, oh man, she nailed it. She absolutely nailed it. Great run for Dusty Arfons. Dusty, I want to tell you something. I've seen you pull a lot of times, but I've never seen you pull as good as you have tonight.
Oh, it felt good, but I think it's beatable.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Did you see Leschner go out? My goodness, he's going to put 20 feet on me.
Well, the nice thing about it is you will be back Saturday night. You know that.
Yeah, that's the last thing I told Dad before I left. I'm pulling Saturdays.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a nice round of applause, folks. What do you say? Dusty Arfon, she's going to Saturday night. She's happy. She doesn't care how she finishes any other part, but she's going there tonight. She's worried about Leschner and the dirt slinger. That's what she's worried about. Here's your pull distance, 236.80. 236.80. All right, we want to point this out to you. The pylon. Remember, the front of the sled has to go past the pylon. Not the tractor, but the front of the sled in order to make it. Here's your pylon we're talking about right here. So if you see the front of the sled go past this pylon, you've got a new leader. So Leschner ready to come at us with a dirt slinger out of Weldon, Illinois. I'll go over and stand by all these Illinois people over here. They should just stand up. Is that what you want? 34.17. She's still number one right now. So she dodges the first bullet. That's the first, Dusty, that's the first bullet right there.
Now we got to worry about Brockman.
Brockman, okay. Now she's worried about Brockman, okay. So let's see what happens when Brockman comes to the starting line.
Then we'll worry about Ziegler.
Then you'll worry about Ziegler, okay. All right, so Dusty, you're at least third right now. All right. She gets a trophy. She's excited, okay. All right. So we're waiting now for the next tractor to be coming our way. Jim Brockman. Hopefully those guys are cool enough now as we do a little work here on the track. Ladies and gentlemen, right there, folks. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Dusty. Come here, Dusty. Bill, if you're going to change that run, what would you have done?
Oh, not hit the brakes so hard down there around 200 foot, Butch.
Did you change any weight on the tractor?
No, pulled it the same way.
You pulled the same way?
Yeah, you know,
it's got up on the ground, though.
I'd like to say I let off on it for Dusty, but she just flat-ass beat me, Butch.
All right. Hey, Dusty. Dusty Arfons. Come here a minute. I want to tell you something. You dodged that bullet. You dodged that bullet. You don't have to dodge that bullet. He's not coming back. You just won the class.
I thank these guys for backing off for me. So.
What'd you say?
I thank them for backing off for me.
She thanks everybody for backing off for her, ladies and gentlemen. Dusty Arfons is going to win the class, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt about it. because Mr. Ziegler cannot report back. The pull for Brockman, 227.08. You guys have a good time in Florida. And the trophy presentations will be coming up in just a minute. So Ziegler will report, though, on Friday night or Saturday night for the championship here, even though he didn't get to come back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we wish you to stick around for trophy presentations. If not, please have a safe evening here as you leave Freedom Hall. Be careful as you drive out of here and watch the rain, the puddles on the road and everything. And we hope to see you here again tomorrow night, but we'd like to stick around and see the trophy presentations. Feel free to do so. We'd certainly appreciate it. Well, I know Dad has stood here in this winner's circle a couple of times, but anyway, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks to Zeneca for giving us a great place to pull.
That's really a great thing to say. I tell you, Dusty, like I said before, it amazed me how straight your tractor went tonight. You just had just weighed perfectly.
Yeah, we were fighting it this summer. We found out we had a broke cross for about 20 passes, so now it's just going perfectly straight for us.
Has Dad turned up the boost any for you, or is it just flat out, or has this thing got more power?
I bend the throttle as hard as it can.
She bent it. Are you proud of her, Art?
Oh, yeah. Best thing ever happened to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give your winner a nice round of applause. Dusty Arfonts, Akron, Ohio. Our trophy presentations tonight are representing the Kentucky State Fair Board, Mr. Bill Kegel, and representing, of course, our friends from Zeneca Ag Products, Mr. Chuck Steelman. Well, he didn't featherfoot, he didn't let up or anything else. He just got on the brakes too daggone hard. Ain't that right?
Just got beat, Butch.
You got beat tonight, but Saturday night might be another story.
Yep, we got second last year. We just got her dialed in. We'll be ready for Saturday night.
You're going to come at him too, aren't you?
We're going to come at him. Boy, I'd sure like to thank my pit crew and my sponsor, Tristler, and Zeneca, and all the fans for coming out. Really enjoy, and just being in this field is an honor.
I'll tell you what, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You got the best 3-engine tractor in the country.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Leister, Weldon, Illinois. Let's give him a nice round of applause here. Second tonight with the Dirt Slinger. Those 3 Arius engines on board, man, they come to life and they go scooting. I'll tell you that right now. Brockman, let me just say this. I've never known you not to do anything just right. Never known you not to really hammer. And I told the crowd before you left the starting line tonight, listen to the RPMs and what he does to these engines. They were screaming.
There's no mercy showed to that Kodiak bear. That's for sure.
Congratulations, a nice run, and you get to come back and stay. Now, you're going to go back home to Fort Wayne, and you're going to come stay on the rest of the week?
We're going to pull the 2-wheel drive truck tomorrow night, and I'm going to go back to Fort Wayne and work Friday, and then come back Saturday afternoon.
So you'll be back Saturday afternoon and ready to go, and, of course, I guess Paul's going to stay here and work on the tractor all week, right?
Well, as hard as I've been beating on it, I suppose he'll better do some tune-up work. But we'd sure like to thank the Zeneca Products people. They've been real kind to us through the years, and we really appreciate their support.
Thanks a lot, Jim. We appreciate it. Jim Brockman, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, our trophy presentation, Mr. Bill Kegel from the Kentucky State Fair Board and Chuck Steelman from Zeneca Ag Products. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a wonderful